this meeting was convened to discuss the conduct of our Member of Parliament. And the conduct of our Member of Parliament has been unbecoming in the last few weeks. First, he made a statement which was clearly attacking the party and party policies, and stating that he would that he thinks the line the party is taking is illegal, and there are ways of democracy. There are ways of expressing opinion. The opinion of the Member of Parliament is not suppressed or oppressed. He has the democratic right to express his views on any issue, but he has channels through which he can channel his complaints or raise issues with the party if he strongly disagrees with the party. But when he decides to call the press and start expressing his views, attacking the party leadership and attacking the party policies, clearly he is deviating from the party, because he is giving our enemies the fodder to fight the party, and therefore is joining them in fighting the party. The current situation in our party is such that people who are cowards are moving out. And we are not threatened. We are not afraid, because this happens in situations like this. After the elections, some people think that in the so-called government, because it is not government, we are also part of government as parliamentarians. That is just the executive. So they think that somebody who has taken the executive has all the powers and has all the goodies to dish out to people. But once you are elected as a Member of Parliament, I can tell you absolutely there is nothing which the executive is going to give you, apart from handouts. And these people say that they went to State House to look for development or to follow up the pledges which the President made when he visited Nyanza. It is true the President visited Nyanza just hardly 3 weeks ago. I don't know what kind of implementation could have taken place within the 3 weeks for these MPs to go and follow up. What are you going to follow up when it is hardly 3 weeks? And secondly, there is nothing in the State House in terms of development. Development is in the budget, and the budget making process is with us, members of Parliament. It is with our Member of Parliament. If the President made some pledges, it is his responsibility to follow up with Parliament to make sure that the ministries bring them in the budget and they pass them. And if they are not there in the budget, that is what he should be questioning and following up with the relevant ministries which do the implementation. The President himself is just the head of the executive, just like a speaker is the head of the of Parliament. So I wonder what somebody says that after 3 weeks the President has not implemented, so he has gone to Parliament, to the State House to follow up. There is nothing to follow up. These people went for something else, and I think members of the public can judge what that something else is. It is not for me to judge what that something else is. And it is very unfortunate that as a Bondo, which is the leader, our leader of the Azimio and ODM comes from Bondo. And then our MP takes the lead in backstabbing our political leader. Shame. I think that is a shame on our members of Parliament. And it was right that we call this meeting of leaders of our party so that they can also deliberate on this matter. And that is what they have done. They have deliberated on this issue elaborately and passed resolutions. and the resolutions have been read to you. And this is what I support also as the senator, but also as the chairman of Bondo subject. I think we shall move on. The visit of our MP and others to State House had purposes other than looking or following up development issues. This I have stated very clearly, and one of the reasons why they go is because Ruto is busy buying members of parliament. He is doing that with Jubilee. He has bought almost all Jubilee members of parliament. He is now busy with ODM, whereas Ruto says that he wants a strong opposition, that he would like to be oversighted by a very strong opposition, and that he does not want handshake. But Ruto is busy handshaking with the Jubilee. He is busy handshaking with the ODM leaders. And yet he says he does not want handshake. Does this handshake of Ruto only mean Raila? Sure. Does he mean that only if he shakes hands with Raila, then that's what he calls handshake? When he is taking members of parliament, elected leaders from these parties, and he is shaking hands with them and taking them to Oda or to Kinyakwanza or Kinyakwesha, whatever. So this is a way of consolidating power in the hands of an individual and making sure that he creates a dictatorship, the type of Museveni's in Uganda, so that Kenya, he can be a life president like Museveni, and Kenya becomes a one-party state, more or less like the Uganda style, where opposition is only there in name, but in practice they have been subdued and they are not allowed to express themselves freely as they should in a democratic system. So this is something which I think the president intends to do, and our MP has fallen prey and victim to those antics of Ruto. Secondly, I would like to condemn the violence which was created here by some individuals, some youth who are being misused. But I want to say, in conclusion, that in our constituency, Bondo, we abhor violence. We have never had violence here. Since I became a member of parliament in 1994, we always resolve our issues peacefully. And anybody who is bringing violence to Bondo is actually bringing shame. Because if they had different opinion, our meetings, even though they are for specific leadership of the party, is open even to members of the public or members of the party who have some strong views which they want to express. And they would have just come in here and told us that they had different views. But I understand these are just thugs who are